Welcome, it's Debrup on Air. I'm your host Debrup Laha, and this is The International Lens, where we dive into the real life stories of international students in the US. I have been in your shoes, earning both my bachelor's and master's degrees here, and now I'm working full time in the States. This podcast series is for you, whether you're already studying in the US or just planning to. Every week, I'll bring you conversations with students from all over the world, sharing their journeys, challenges, and triumphs. My mission is to give you the insights and inspirations you need as you carve your own path in the US. So, whether you're dreaming of studying here or already on your journey, this podcast is your ultimate guide. Tune in and let's make your American adventure one to remember. Howdy, everyone. Today, we have another guest speaker for us in our podcast series. We have Mr. Soumyajit Manna, who's currently a first-year PhD student at Texas A&M University in College Station, and he's pursuing his PhD in hydrology, which is a very unique topic. So today we are going to learn more about him, his journey, and his transition from his home country to the US into his academic venture. Soumyajit, welcome to the episode. Thank you for your time. How are you doing today?
Yeah, that's great. It's the Saturday morning, pretty chilling outside, so enjoying the vibes and love to connect with you all.
Lovely. For our audience, could you tell a little bit about yourself, your educational background?
Yes, of course. So, why not? I'm a person who just completed my, school educations from the vernacular medium, and right now, then I proceeded with my bachelor's in the IIT Bhubaneswar. So there I completed my bachelor's in the civil engineering of the 4 years degree. Then having a job experience of 1 year, and now here right I am. So I'm just now right doing the PhD. So that's all as a brief intro.
For our audience, Shomujit is from India. He did his bachelor's from IIT, and then you said you worked for a year, correct?
Yeah,
And
right.
then you're directly coming for your PhD, so you didn't have any master's degree in between.
Yeah, not really. I don't have.
Okay, so it's indirectly an integrated master's and PhD program which you are in.
Not really, but you can say somewhat because of degree I would get here, but some course of the masters I have to complete here.
Makes sense. Okay, that's great to know for all the audience. Coming to our
Yeah.
next question, you said after your bachelor's, you did go for a full-time job, but during your
Yeah.
bachelor's, did you pursue any internships in the industry?
Yes. Yeah, that's the point because not only the industry but also the research. If my memory serves me well, I have just completed 4 to 5 internships in my bachelor's days.
Oh, wow.
So it was like, I just really utilized my summers. One time I did, I think, two parallel corporate interns. One is in the code and another is in the non-code.
Okay. So in 4 years of undergraduate studies, you did more than four internships. That is really unheard of, and it's really commendable, I would say. And you mentioned you did internship in the industry as well as in the academia or in the research sector as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Great to know that you have had diverse experiences in your field. And I'm definitely sure the audience is going to get great insights and will be connecting with you to learn more about your journey.
Oh, that's great to know it.
Now, coming to our next question. After your 1 year of work experience, you decided to pursue your PhD in the US. Did you face any challenges as such when you were preparing your application documents, and were there any seniors or mentors who were there to help you during the process?
Okay. Just let me reframe this one because I have started this plan of coming to US is just not like during my job. Rather, it was a plan or having the dream you can mention from my bachelor's days. I just took 1 more year as a job experience just to get into the time frame so that I can develop myself. I can be in the corporate culture, how to speak, how to be get dressed up, attires and everything. So that was my time for the buffer time to get prepared of. And getting the help of the seniors, I have some seniors who just left for the masters from my institute. So regarding some SOPs as well as the resumes, I got the help and like took some informal helps from different people. So like it is not a single person's work, rather it is a work for a team.
Okay. So basically, your 1 year time period was not just to apply for your master's, but you also utilized the time to enrich your profile more. But it was
Yeah,
always your dream from your bachelor's degree time only that you want to pursue your higher studies in the US.
yeah.
Great to know that you found a way to buy more time indirectly and you didn't waste that time, but you utilized that time also to pursue a full-time role. And parallelly, you were building your profile. Now, coming to your current program at Texas A&M University, you're doing your PhD in hydrology. Could you walk us through your program? Because this is a very unique program and not a lot of students do their PhD in hydrology as such.
Yeah, that's correct actually. Hydrology is not a well explored field, but rather is a lots of interesting elements you can find it out. Like why I'm using the word interesting, so here you can get the flavors of the applications of machine learning, stochastic processes, statistics, lots of mathematics, as well as the core modeling things. So, but you cannot visualize the thing, but you have to think that the way that you can see it. So that's the major challenge of it here. However, just right now, I am more focused upon the dealing with the extreme events, like let's say that drought or flood, and my team is right now more focused upon the drought things.
Okay.
So, like majorly people are working on it. However, I am really focused on majorly on the statistical things or the machine learning based prediction of the any extreme events or the events whatever are going on.
Makes sense. And at the end of the day, we are all striving to make the world a more sustainable place. So
Yes.
definitely your research is going in the right direction. And just to add
Yeah.
to the same context for our audience, can you walk us through what are the coursework that you're taking? Like what courses are you currently taking?
Okay, here a bit twist of there because like in when we are going for the masters, we are having a set of courses that we have to take. Let's say that we are having the 8 coursework. Out of the courseworks, 5 to 6 courseworks always generally been defined. But when I am in the PhD, rather going for a set of courseworks that 5 to 6 people in the masters are doing, I'm just doing the, 3 of them as a set of defined one and coming as that rather other courses according to my choices likely statistics or machine learning based course. If I would say the statistics like stochastic processes as well as the machine learning, deep learning or data assimilation courses also included in my plans.
Okay, so you're taking some mandatory courses as well as some electives
Yeah,
or courses of your choice.
yeah.
Okay. And in your program, are all the other students coming from a civil or structural engineering background, or do you see people from different backgrounds who are doing their PhD in hydrology?
Okay. Not structural because structural things are coming as a separate way of thinking, way of life. Rather, I would focus upon that those who are did that hydrology or water resource engineering people are coming from that background as well as having the some similar phenomena of the atmospheric contents and things. People are coming from that way. Rather, right now people are becoming more critical about the thinking, so they're preferring about the hydrology backgrounds itself. That means water resource.
Great. I mean, you summarized it in a very finite and in a very pristine way for everyone to understand how people from different backgrounds are pursuing PhD in hydrology, but there has to be a link between what they pursued earlier versus what they're
Yeah.
pursuing right now. Makes sense. So coming to my next question, it's a popular question which I ask to most students. So let's say next year somebody is coming to, or a prospective international student is coming for their master's or PhD at Texas A&M University, maybe in the civil engineering department or maybe in another field. Can they reach out to you if they want to get some insights on how the university is or how the assistantship or other things in the university are?
Yes, of course. I love to interact with many people and I can help with them. It is not only because of that thing, rather, when I was coming here, I got a lots of support. So this is the right time to give something back to the society what I have taken.
I really like the fact that you mentioned that is the right way to give back to the society. We always
Yeah,
want to give back. So that's a great thing that you're doing. Now, coming back to your career progression, you're in your first year of studies. Do
yeah.
you have any short-term goals for this summer? Like, are you planning to pursue any internships or any research assistant roles?
Actually, right now I'm working as a research assistant. So my short-term goal is that there is some right now I'm working on some sub-seasonal forecasting. So I'm just having the plan that to get into the things as soon as possible and like having some target of the achievements to reach by the summer. So I'm focusing on that rather than the internship because I'm looking for the internship where I can join there being more expert as well as the being more proficient in the field.
Okay. And if I may ask, what are some of the skills which you are building on where you want to be proficient in?
Okay, the skills are in hydrology. It is not the likely technical, rather it is kind of the way of thinking. Like everyone is using the Pythons or any machine learning algorithms. Rather, here the challenges comes to deal with the graded data with the time series and etc. So just I'm looking for the skill to develop on that aspect.
Makes sense. And to develop the skills, are you taking any separate certification courses from any online portals?
Not really. Rather, I do believe that taking a course won't help too much. Having the basics and working on the project that can give the most of the skills that I happened with me for my bachelor's test project.
Makes sense. Okay. So currently, since you're a first year student as well, so are you planning to attend any conferences this year?
Not, I cannot say that this is the as a part of like short-term goal. Rather, I would love to attend the AGU. It is not a single time, rather multiple times. AGU is the uh, I just missed that one. So that was the conferences like and EMS also I would love to meet once. So that's the point.
And are these conferences usually funded by the university and the lab, or do you need to self-sponsor yourself?
No, generally it is being sponsored by the institutes as well as the lab because institute is having the criteria up to sponsoring one and labs depend upon that what are the requirements and where the benefits may come from.
Okay, good to know that. And aside from studies and work, what are your hobbies? Do you have any passion projects?
Yes, like working on the projects rather I won't mention about the hobbies. Rather, I would say that I am a bookworm.
Okay.
Rather, bookworm is that don't say like make me wrong that way. I'm just going for the my only studies. No, I just love to go through lots of books that are my mother tongue in my Bengali. So I have a record that I can complete a single book in a single day
Oh,
eventually.
wow.
So that is the way, and in my desk also, even just I'm having 3 to 4 books of that, and it is pending due to my work pressure. Also, that I love cooking. So both of them are, you can say that passion.
Okay. So you love reading, not
Yes.
just academic books, but a lot of story books and other books in your
Yeah.
mother tongue just to enrich yourself in your free
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And you love cooking, you said. What are some dishes that you can suggest, which is easy to cook for students at the moment?
That's interesting. Like, easy to cook is all my dishes are easy to cook. Being a bachelor, all the recipes are easy.
Okay.
So they can see my Insta page. Rather, I would say that the Szechuan chicken, put Szechuan sauce, put bell peppers. and just mix it. It will be done for your like plates. It's a
Nice. So
delicious thing.
Szechuan chicken with chicken, Szechuan sauce, and bell peppers, and you're done. Okay, I'm going to try
Yes.
that. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Now, coming back to your career progression again, you're in the PhD program, so I guess you'll be finishing your PhD in about 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So, if you were to look at your career and see where do you see yourself 5 years down the line?
Just that is haven't thought too much because it is like just starting of the career. Rather, I would say that having a proficiency and knowledge and being an expert that what I am working upon and to develop a critical thinking so that I can be ready for the taking a new challenge for the world.
So, critical thinking you feel is one of the important factors you would need to be
Yeah,
prepared for your post curriculum or postgraduate experiences into the real
yeah.
world and your professional field. Okay, that's a very good way to say things. Do you have any suggestions for the incoming international students in the US who will be coming to Texas A&M or many other universities as well?
Yeah, suggestions means that first of all, don't panic. That I usually do.
Okay.
Okay, because sometimes when the things are not in order and when it is like doing the time pressure, I usually do. But there are lots of ways to bypass it. So look forward it, talk to your friends, talk to your seniors that you can easily do. And secondly, learn the cooking before you are landing to the US. At least something that you can survive for the next 4 to 5 days.
Okay. So, couple of things: networking, reaching out to seniors for resources, and at the same
Yeah.
time, you need to learn cooking.
Yes,
Great.
because
Okay.
I have seen many people that who are just been, starving or just relying on the Maggie for a whole week.
Okay. That's not healthy.
So
I understand
that's
your
not
point.
healthy. But I have seen people like some people is there in my lab also it happens. So just learning something it will take 1 to 2 days, but it matters a lot.
Excellent. That's a very good point that you mentioned that it might take a couple of days to learn, but after that, it keeps you sustained or you are good for the next few days with that skill that
Yeah,
you have learned.
yeah,
Good to know that. That's a very good point you mentioned. And from a career point of view, when students are coming for, let's say, PhD in hydrology in your field, do you suggest them to gain some skills before coming, which can help them in the academic program?
yes, a bit like people just do about the any coding language like let's say that R or Python or having MATLAB, some bit of knowledge will obviously help. Rather, when they would pursue more on the hydrology, they would come to know like those who have done the masters, they might not face the same challenges that I am having some right now, just handling with particular type of data and all. Otherwise, it is all okay. Like anyone can deal with it.
Okay, but so some basic coding knowledge you see you're suggesting to for students to have so that they don't face problem and so that they can have a smooth transition to their program.
Yeah.
That's a very good point because I've often spoken to a lot of students and they say that when they're coming for a core engineering background, they always don't have that depth in coding, and as a result, that becomes a slight obstacle initially. And one other question which I had was, and you can answer in the best way you want to. I've often heard that PhD students have their program fully funded. Have there been any situations where students have come with a fully funded PhD program, but for some reason, maybe less grades or bad performance, their funding went away and they had to self-sponsor the remainder of their PhDs? Is it common?
I never heard it about, but you can see that always it is mentioned that we need to maintain some minimum of academic qualification. That is the grade point more than 3.0,
Okay.
and having the particular grade of the subject that is the kind of 2.0. So this was the minimum expectation, and whatever my observation, many people is following that way. So like the case you have mentioned, that is quite like not in my observation be frequent.
Okay, so a GPA of at least a 3 overall with a
Yeah,
course, a GPA of at least a 2 on any particular course if required is
yeah.
like a compulsory thing for you to continue with your studies. And what are the situations for funding right now in the PhD program in hydrology? Is it common? Is it a lot of students getting funded, or is it very selective?
Okay. Really, it's a questions that can provide a lots of insights. If you are getting into the PhD, you will get be funded, be it as a TA or be it as a RA. So intakes are less, but however, if you focus on the points that you are just getting the intake, so there is a maximum chance you can be funded. Sometimes it comes about the point that one semester you might not get the thing, so you may work for the lesser paid works, or professors can help you to get something lesser paid things that so that your no savings might come, but in general of the PhD I'm talking it about that your expenses may be over by that those things. So those things are coming into the point.
Okay. And the tuition is fully waived mostly, right?
Yeah, mostly away, but some of the universities are there. Like I'm not taking the names of the university. There you have to pay some minimal fees. Let's say that whole semester you need to pay 400 to 500 bucks, and also those things depending upon the university, their rules, their regulations and choices, etc., etc.
Okay. A very good point you mentioned that just 400 to 500 bucks in some universities, but mostly the tuition is fully waived.
Yeah.
So since we are coming towards the end of this podcast, I would like to tell the audience that if you're coming to Texas A&M University, please feel free to reach out to Shomujit. He'll be a great resource for all of you. He can give you networking skills, and from what I learned from him today, he can definitely give you some great cooking tips as well. How to quickly cook and how to manage yourself. And when I recollect my student days in the US, I didn't know how to cook. I was mostly surviving on the junk food and the fast food that you were mentioning. So definitely reach out to him. Any concluding comments for the audience?
Uh, Not really, but I would say that life was hard in India because bachelor days, having the work, balancing those things, lots of works, lots of responsibilities. Because I had 4 to 5 PORs, person of responsibilities. Then
Mhm.
having the job, preparing, like that was a consultancy job, so I have to work for 8 to 10 hours every day. So and having that sometimes cooking for myself, sometimes having the like anything, but life is harder in the US. So we have to chill. We have to take help from friends, from relatives, from parents to from everyone. Just chill and enjoy the life because it is the part of life. So we cannot deny it.
I agree. You should always reach out to everyone, and people here are very friendly and they often extend a helping hand to you. But you do need to take that first step and ask them.
Yeah.
That's a good thing you mentioned. So thank you very much, Shomojit, for your time today. I'm very sure the audience is going to gain great insights when they listen to this episode. And I'm sure that a lot of students will be reaching out to you in the coming days to get assistance from you about their application process and about the different do's and don'ts when you're applying as a PhD student in the US.
Yes, yeah, why not? I love to do it.
Great. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah. Thanks. I'd love to meet you all.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Got questions or suggestions? Drop me an email at daybrouponair@gmail.com. Catch you in the next episode. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.